Deshaun Watson spoke today. Talked about coming to Cleveland and coming here specifically to play in Kevin Stefanski's offense.
It's balance, it's balance, and that's what you got to do. You never show your weaknesses, and you never get too high. You got to just keep that balance and keep it neutral, and being able to talk and communicate. Because if you're too high, then some guys might not be able to react to that on certain situations, and if you're too low, people might not respect that. So with him being balanced and letting he comes over and he tells you the truth and what he saw, and if he messed up, on a situation, he let us know, hey, that's my fault, and that's what you got to do, as a coach and as a leader, just take the blame for every situation, even if the blame is not on you. He does that all the time, and I respect Kevin and I appreciate him, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to come play for him. On that visit, the opportunity to be able to talk ball and just the connection that we had, it wasn't even about selling me on Cleveland and what's here. It was just mostly just all ball. And me and him had the opportunity to meet and talk about that and see what the future can hold and what we can really do in the system together. So that was what I was really excited about and why, I was very high on Cleveland.
So, Tim, we play that. Kevin Stefanski's not going anywhere. If anybody even remotely thought he was, your $230 million quarterback came here to play in this offense. So let's start there. And the other thing he made a point of saying is he appreciated the even keel approach. And you would expect a professional athlete to say that. Might drive fans crazy. Players like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think as a professional, one of the number one things you want is for, your boss or whatever to have, the same type of approach every single day where you don't have unpredictability of how he's going to react to certain things or whatever. So if you know how he's going to be day in and day out, if you have consistency of that personality, I think that goes a long way. And like you said, based on what Deshaun Watson was talking about, it doesn't seem like Kevin Stefanski's going anywhere. I don't think he should go anywhere. I look at, this season where the Browns are, where they are isn't strictly on Kevin Stefanski. I think it's on, just we've seen the defense and the special teams lose plenty of games this season. I mean, you correct even one or two of those, you're talking all of a sudden a 7-7 or even an 8-6 football team. And then all of a sudden you're really talking about potential wild card aspirations. But because of those meltdowns that both the defense and special teams have, that's been the problem. And the offense, with Jacoby Brissett has certainly did its job of the first 11 weeks. It's gotten them in position to win games. But as I said before, when you have Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback, you need the other parts of the team to step up and win those games, and that simply did not happen. But the investment of Deshaun Watson, it's not about this season. It's about, the next few years. It's about the next 10 to 12 years. And there should be no scenario where we don't get to see what this looks like once Watson and Stefanski have had another full training camp together, where Watson is the undisputed QB1 when he's going into week one, starting as QB1. And I think that's where we kind of need to see it go to really before we make any evaluations about Kevin Stefanski going forward.